On our 5th wedding anniversary, my husband Vincent chuckled in French to his friend. The little assistant is quite tender. He considerately fed me a piece of honeydew melon. Remember to help me keep it from my wife. If she knew, she'd definitely leave me. He didn't know I understood French. Even less did he know that the leaving he mentioned would become reality. 3 days later, I submitted my application to the National Secluded Research Institute. By the time his little mistress swaggered in, belly swollen with pregnancy, to demand my place, I was already cruising at 30,000 feet. 6 months later, at the project celebration banquet, he barged in, eyes bloodshot. "Willa, sweetheart, I got rid of the baby. Come home with me." I held up a test tube, giving it a slight shake. "Mr. Vincent, 1 betrayal, 0 tolerance. You," I stated, my voice glacial, "have been sentenced to death." Our 5th wedding anniversary, my husband, Vincent, and his pack of jackals were chatting away animatedly in French. His friend leered, asking in French, "So, how does that little assistant of yours taste?" Vincent wore that expression I knew so well, gentle, considerate. He even remembered to pop a piece of honeydew into my mouth, my favorite kind. Then, lazily, equally in French, he replied, "Chichi, young, tender," casually, like commenting on the weather. He added, "Oh, and boys, keep those lips sealed tight for me, yeah? Absolutely must keep this from my wife. If she finds out, she'll definitely leave me." The men erupted in knowing guffaws, pounding their chests with promises of absolute secrecy. I stood beside Vincent, my fingers bone white around the stem of my wine glass, the cold crystal biting into my skin. They probably never dreamed I understood French. I certainly didn't tell them I'd known about Vincent's little hidden gem for a while. I didn't cry, didn't make a scene, played the perfect trophy wife. Instead, I quietly submitted an application and invitation to the nation's top sealed research institute. Departure, 3 days. He thought I'd leave him. Fine, this time, I'd grant his wish, permanently. Vincent noticed the untouched honeydew. Instantly, he turned, his handsome face etched with concern, asking me in Chinese, "Sweetheart, what's wrong? Feeling unwell?" His voice dripped with honeyed tenderness. Seeing only my reflection in his eyes right then made my stomach churn violently. Just moments ago, bragging about his mistress's tenderness, and now this act of undying devotion. A sudden urge seized me to see just how far he could push this charade. Nothing. I forced the corner of my mouth up, my gaze sweeping over his friends. "What were you all laughing about so happily?" Vincent's expression didn't flicker. He naturally reached out and pinched my cheek, his tone sickeningly sweet. "Oh, just some overseas business partners. Troublesome work stuff. Use French 'cause I know you hate hearing about that. Huh." He must have been luxuriating too comfortably in his little love nest lately, completely forgotten I'd spent a whole year as an exchange student in France during university. My chest tightened painfully. The air felt thick, cloying, nauseating. I shoved his hand off my waist. "You carry on. I need some air." Before he could react, I walked straight through the bustling banquet hall, untouched drink in hand, leaving behind the envious and curious stares. "See that? Mrs. Vincent. Such luck. That wedding rocked half the globe. Mr. Vincent goes all out every anniversary. Ugh, so jealous. Tell me about it. Why didn't I land a man like that?" Those once honeyed comments now felt like icy needles jabbing my eardrums, leaving me numb. No one knew this devoted husband, envied by the world, was already rotten to the core. Just yesterday, I'd wanted to surprise him with his anniversary gift early, slipped into his office. Surprise? None. Shock? Plenty. Hiding in the huge storage cabinet. I'd nearly dozed off. Then, the sound muffled, wanton gasps jolted me awake, peering through the cabinet door crack. The spotless floor-to-ceiling window acted like a mirror, reflected clearly Vincent, pinning his little assistant, Lindsay, hard against the glass, 2 bodies locked together, leaving sweaty, obscene smears on the cold surface. They went at it for 3 hours. How I endured those 3 hours, I can't recall. Just the sensation of my heart, first agonizing pain, suffocation, tearing apart, slowly going numb, leaving only a dull, hollow thud. Leaving his office building, I knew, Vincent and I, done. My pocket buzzed, the vibration dragging me from the icy, suffocating memory. "Professor Reed, Willa," his voice came through the line, calm, final, approved. "The institute has everything arranged. 3 days, the car picks you up on time." He paused, a hint of a sigh barely audible. these next few days. Say your goodbyes to your family. The word scraped like a rusty blade across my numb heart. After my parents died unexpectedly 4 years ago, wasn't Vincent my only family? Now, he didn't deserve the title. I gripped the phone, nails digging into the plastic. Professor, no need for goodbyes, please. Help me apply to expunge all records. Silence stretched on the other end. Professor Reed's voice shot up, thick with shock. Expunge records? Willa? Think this through. Once expunged, Willa ceases to exist. You and Vincent, your relationship was always so he cheated. I cut him off, my voice unnervingly calm. Only the faint hiss of the line remained. Finally, a heavy sigh. When you called yesterday, I sensed trouble. But this, all right. I'll arrange it. These 3 days. Wrap up loose ends. The heavy stone in my chest finally dropped. Expunging records cleaner than divorce? Utterly final. Thank you, Professor. The call ended. Vincent's voice, tight with a barely concealed strain, came from behind me. Who cheated? I turned. He stood a few paces away, face stiff. A flicker of panic in his eyes. Oh, my tone flat, discussing someone else's life. Another student's husband. Apparently kept several mistresses. Vincent's sharp eyes scanned my face like searchlights, finding no cracks. His shoulders relaxed almost imperceptibly. He pulled me into his arms, warm lips brushing my hair. Sweetheart, rest easy. His voice low, certain, mesmerizing. That, absolutely positively, will never happen to me. Leaning against him, breathing in his familiar aftershave mix with champagne, the irony was suffocating. Is that so? I asked softly. What if? Just if. Vincent didn't hesitate. No ifs. I mean, if I pressed, stubborn, voice level, my unusual insistence seemed to amuse him. He nuzzled my cheek with his chin, like soothing a fussy cat, then punished me by never letting me find my sweetheart again. Okay? His arms tightened, crushing me, his voice dripped with exaggerated sweetness. You're my life, sweetheart. If I truly lost you, what's the point of living? I gave a faint, humorless smile. No reply. Vincent, the sentence you just pronounced? It's coming due. In 3 days, I'll vanish, just like you wished. Let's see if this life of yours can survive. Vincent started to speak again, but a woman's voice, professionally flat, cut in. Mr. Vincent, everything's prepared as instructed. Lindsay. She wore a pencil skirt tight enough to outline every curve, her expression strictly business, a stark contrast to the flush, wanton woman plastered against the window yesterday. Vincent's tenderness vanished instantly, a curt nod, a dismissive wave like shooing away an underling. Understood, go. Lindsay turned obediently. Watching their seamless act made my stomach roil, a match made in actor heaven. If I hadn't seen them yesterday, I'd probably have believed their innocent charade forever. Vincent's warm, calloused hand suddenly covered my eyes. His breath hot on my ear, voice low and playful. Sweetheart, close your eyes. Got something for you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. His hand dropped. Boom, boom, boom. Deafening roars tore through the night. Countless brilliant sparks shot skyward, trailing long tails of fire, exploding across the indigo canvas. Dazzling gold, searing red, hypnotic purple. Instantly weaving, blooming. Enormous, breathtaking roses unfurled in the night sky, petals aglow. Finally, all light converged, solidified, freezing into one colossal, burning golden number 10. Vincent's arm locked around my waist, his chin resting on my head, voice thick with emotion. 10 years, sweetheart, from 19 to 29. We've been together 10 years. I looked up, dizzy from the blinding 10. Cold ash seemed to drift onto my face. 10 years, 19 to 29. 10 years, enough to twist a boy whose eyes held only me into something unrecognizable. Enough to hollow out a love I'd poured my soul into, leaving a corpse crawling with lies. Vincent suddenly turned me, his deep eyes locked onto mine, swirling with intense, suffocating devotion. He leaned down, warm lips aiming for mine just as I braced to turn away. Ding dong. His pocket phone screamed. Vincent's brow furrowed instantly, irritation plain. Who the hell has no sense of timing? He growled, yanking out the phone. I said the sky could fall today, but seeing the name, the irritation froze. His face contorted unnaturally. My gaze flickered past. On the lit screen, the top message notification glared. Little assistant. Vincent's throat bobbed. He jerked the screen away, fingers flying over it. I saw it clearly, the interrupted annoyance in his eyes replaced instantly by raw, lustful heat. Sure enough, he looked up, face plastered with apology and feigned conflict. voice softening, sweetheart, I'm so sorry. Today's our anniversary. I swore I'd stay glued to you, but the company. Go. I cut off the worn out lies, voice flat. Work matters. Relief washed over him. The usual goodbye kiss? Forgotten. He hugged me quickly, tight, almost desperate, then turned and vanished into the shadows of the entrance. I stood, watching him disappear. That numb spot in my chest throbbed faintly. I took a deep breath, the cold air stinging my lungs. I signaled my assistant, gave brief instructions, then walked towards the direction Vincent had gone. The underground garage air was thick, cold, smelling of oil and dust. Footsteps echoed. Vincent stopped by a black Bentley. The door opened. Lindsay, all business moments ago, melted against him, arms snaking around his neck, voice syrupy with jealousy. Mr. Vincent? That fireworks show made me so jealous. Vincent wore a look of indulgent exasperation, tapping her nose. Little green-eyed monster. Didn't you get a big one for your birthday last week? Still jealous? He pinched her chin, half warning, half soothing. I promised you. Play nice. Stay away from my wife, and you'll get everything she has, hidden behind a cold concrete pillar. My blood seemed to freeze. 5 days ago, that sky-filling fireworks display south of town, Vincent had said, oh, right, working late, pulling an all-nighter on a project. I'd even foolishly texted him a picture, joking about some love-struck fool burning cash for a smile. That love-struck fool was him, and I was the complete, utter idiot he'd spun in circles. Lindsay pouted, finger tracing circles on his expensive lapel, voice dripping with seduction. But I can't help feeling jealous. Can I? Vincent grabbed her hand, breathing noticeably heavier, voice rough. Thought you said you had something good to show me? Lindsay smirked triumphantly, yanked his tie down hard. Their bodies slammed together. She rose on tiptoes, lips brushing his ear, breath warm. He, the good stuff. Well, Mr. Vincent, you'll have to unwrap it yourself, guaranteed. Irresistible. The last words stretched, long and suggestive, like tiny hooks. Vincent's eyes darkened completely, burning with dark fire. He growled, swept Lindsay off her feet. Lindsay gasped. The sound cut off as Vincent's mouth crushed hers. Thud. The door slammed then. The sleek Bentley before me began to rock, rhythmically, deliberately. I pressed my back hard against the cold pillar, fingernails gouging into the rough concrete, my teeth ground together, trying to choke back the metallic tang rising in my throat. Tears, traitorous, fell heavy and fast, staining the dusty floor. I saw it yesterday. Why does it still hurt like this? Like an invisible fist clenched my heart, crushing it over and over, every breath tearing open raw wounds. Who was it? Standing before the priest, vowing every anniversary would belong solely to me. Now, one flimsy text from Lindsay, and those vows meant nothing. Was he that obsessed? I squeezed my eyes shut, sucked in a lungful of dust-filled, despair-laden air, then forced it out slowly. Deliberately, nails dug bloody crescents into my palms, the sharp pain barely holding back the howl in my chest. 3 more days, Willa? And your 3 more days? Then, all of this revolting man will be gone, forever. I didn't return to the banquet of false happiness. Went straight home to that huge icy mausoleum. Sometime after midnight, a crash jolted me awake. The bedroom door slammed open. Vincent stood silhouetted in the hallway light, chest heaving, panic stark on his face. Only when his eyes landed on me sitting up in bed did he sag. A look of drained relief, sweetheart. He rushed over, voice hoarse, frantic. Why didn't you tell me you were back? I went back, couldn't find you. Your phone's off. Do you know how scared I was? I thought he didn't finish, but the fear in his eyes was real. I glanced at the digital clock a.m. I'd been back since 9 p.m. He and Lindsay, in that car, busy for 6 hours before remembering his life was missing. The irony was staggering. Felt tired, came back early. I mumbled, eyes down, voice sleep-roughened, emotionless. Forgot to tell you. Funny how easily the lie came now. Practice makes perfect. Genuine terror lingered on Vincent's face. He slid under the covers, yanking me into a bone-crushing embrace, holding me like a recovered treasure about to vanish. You must tell me where you go, sweetheart. His voice trembled against my neck. You scared me half to death. If you really disappeared, I'd tear this city apart. Dig it up brick by brick to find you. I closed my eyes, didn't respond. Just let him hold me. Go ahead, dig. In 3 days, try digging up the whole planet. Perhaps shaken by my disappearance, Vincent sent over an obscenely expensive jewelry set. First thing, a pigeon egg diamond glittering in velvet. Sweetheart, yesterday was all my fault. He sat on the edge of the bed, voice cautious, appeasing. Don't be mad, okay? I ignored the box, pulling a smaller unmarked black velvet box from the nightstand drawer, handed it to him, not mad, my voice flat. Your anniversary gift? Open it in 2 days. Originally, I'd commissioned a reclusive Italian master, spent half a year crafting a unique platinum brooch set with rare Paraiba tourmaline. The afternoon I caught him, I fed it, along with the designs, into the shredder. Last in. My wedding band, never off my finger, my final memento for him. Vincent took the box, childlike curiosity and hope lighting his face. But yesterday was the anniversary, sweetheart. Why wait 2 days? Seeing that genuine spark felt unbearably ironic, I offered a faint smile, surprise inside. 2 days makes it interesting, okay? Scout's honor. He solemnly tucked the box into his suit's inner pocket, patted it, beaming. Just then, the doorbell shrieked like an alarm. Vincent's smile froze. He went to answer. The door cracked open, and Lindsay's tear-streaked, pitiful face pushed through. Vincent's composure cracked, panic flashing. He roughly grabbed Lindsay's arm, voice a low, dangerous hiss. Assistant, Lindsay has an urgent report. We'll talk in the garden. Won't disturb your breakfast, sweetheart. He practically dragged Lindsay towards the back garden. I went to the study's second-floor window. Cold glass blocked sound, but the scene was painfully clear. Lindsay collapsed bonelessly against Vincent. Vincent recoiled as if burned, shoving her away violently. She stumbled, nearly falling. Rage contorted his face, even through the glass. I could see the venom in his words as he jabbed a finger at her. Have you lost your goddamn mind? How many times have I warned you? Never, never come here. If Willa suspects a single thing, I'll make sure you regret it. Lindsay flinched, tears cascading. She fumbled in her bag, pulled out a paper, trembling hand offering it. I know I shouldn't have come. She sobbed, choking on fear. But I'm pregnant, the doctor said. Yesterday in the garage. Too rough, unstable. Mr. Vincent, I'm scared. Our baby, is it okay? This is our first child. Crack. Thunder exploded in my skull. Blood rushed to my head, then froze solid. An icy fist clenched my heart, squeezing tight. Suffocation crashed over me. I gripped the cold window frame, knuckles white, barely staying upright. Lindsay, pregnant? Early in our marriage, we'd discussed children. What had Vincent said then? Holding me, kissing my forehead, voice drowning in tenderness. Willa, let's not have kids, okay? A child would take your focus. I just want us. Complete. Back then, seduced by that unique devotion, I'd tearfully agreed. Turns out, no kids just meant no kids with me. Other women's wombs? He'd been busy sowing seeds. Outside, Vincent froze momentarily, then snatched the paper. His eyes scanned it rapidly. 9 weeks. His brow furrowed, then smoothed. A flicker of satisfaction. He pocketed the paper, anger fading, replaced by a hint of reassurance. Early stages need care. He patted her shoulder, not gently. All right, stop crying. Wait in the car. I'll take you to the best specialist. My child won't be jeopardized. Instantly, Lindsay's tears vanish. She rose on tiptoes, tear-stained face aiming for Vincent's lips. Vincent's eyes darkened. He didn't pull away. Instead, he seized the back of her head, kissing her hard. Possessive, hungry, they kissed fiercely in the garden, Lindsay's arms snaking around his neck. Vincent finally pushed her back, breathing raggedly. Enough. There's a baby now. Stop tempting me. Go wait in the damn car. As he turned back towards the house, I released the window frame, walked downstairs, and sat back at the breakfast table, picking up my cold milk glass. Strangely, a wave of icy relief washed over me. Thank God we had no children. Clean break, no TIs. Vincent walked in, the gentle mask back in place. Sweetheart, he approached, voice artificially light. An urgent project. Need to fly out immediately. Be good, wait for me here. I'll bring you something nice. Head down. Stirring my cold congee, I nodded. He scrutinized my face, finding no alarm, relaxed. Leaned in for a forehead kiss. I tilted my head away. He paused, didn't insist, grabbed his jacket, and left. I watched him vanish through the foyer, then looked at the calendar. A red circle marked a date 2 days away. 2 more days, probably our last goodbye. That afternoon, my phone lit up. A text from an unknown number. No words, just a picture, a clear ultrasound image. A second text followed. I'm carrying Vincent's baby, his first child. You barren hag, get lost. Make room for the real Mrs. Vincent. No name needed. The sheer arrogance, screamed Lindsay. The royal seed secured. She was making her move. Too bad her gloating landed on barren ground. My heart was ash. This ultrasound just confirmed Vincent's revolting hypocrisy. Vincent stayed away the next 2 days. Perfect, gave me time. I drifted through the huge home like a ghost. My clothes, shoes, bags, books, knickknacks, paired toothbrushes, towels, my pillow, diffuser, even my favorite mug. Anything bearing my scent was gathered, packed, sorted. Donatable items, charities hauled away several large boxes, personal items, photos, letters, little gifts holding false memories, fed expressionlessly into the backyard incinerator, watching the flames devour the past, smelling the acrid smoke. The frozen wasteland inside me thawed a fraction. Finally, just one suitcase remained, essentials and professional books, my companions into the secluded institute, my real new life. Departure day, dawn barely breaking. I waited by my suitcase in the living room, watching the time. About to text Professor Reed about the car. My phone buzzed again. Same unknown number, another. Our wedding. He promised me and our baby legitimacy. The wedding is just step one. No wonder he's been sneaking calls. Such a huge surprise. He said it's rushed, but everything's the best. Hell, make me the most dazzling bride. The happiest mom. Willa. Guess what hell throw in your face next? Divorce papers. Save yourself the humiliation, get out of that house now. I'm the mistress there soon. This time I replied. 3 words. Congratulations, as you wish. The text sent. A car pulled up outside. One last look at this gilded cage. I grabbed my suitcase, walked out without a backward glance. A discreet black sedan waited. The driver silently loaded my bag. I got in. The car merged into the sparse morning traffic. Red light. We stopped. I leaned back, eyes closed. Outside, excited chatter. Wow, look at that convoy. Who's getting married? All Maybachs. License plates are sequential. Insane. Instinctively, I looked out the half-open window. Across the street, a long wedding procession crawled past. The lead Maybach's rear window was half down. Vincent, in his tux, leaned towards the woman in white satin beside him, gently tucking a stray hair behind her ear. Lindsay, he finished, seemed to sense something. His gaze swept idly out the window. Then, his eyes locked directly onto mine. Across the street, through the traffic, his tender smile froze. His pupils dilated, filled with tidal waves of terror. Simultaneously, my phone vibrated violently in my pocket. Vincent flashed on the screen like a dying animal. My heart lurched, then settled into icy stillness. Good thing the window's barely open. Expressionless, I pressed the button. Dark tinted glass slid up silently, cutting off his panicked face. Muffling the noise, the phone kept buzzing, insistent. Loud in the quiet car, the flashing name felt like a filthy tentacle trying to drag me back. I lowered the window a sliver, cool morning air rushed, and then, without hesitation, like discarding garbage, I tossed the shrieking phone out. Clatter, lost in the city's hum. Goodbye, Vincent, goodbye. Willis passed. At the airport, an institute colleague waited. A silent nod of understanding. We merged into the crowd. Through security, up the stairs. Engines roared, the plane climbed. Leaving the city, a decade of love and hate, 5 years of marriage, all laughter and tears shrinking below, swallowed by clouds. On the other side, at the wedding venue, champagne towers sparkled under crystal chandeliers. Vincent clutched the useless phone, palms slick with cold sweat. Impossible. A lookalike. Willa's home, asleep. Lindsay, in her gown, watched Vincent's shattered, ice-cold demeanor. Venomous jealousy flashed in her eyes. Her dream wedding. Yet his heart clung to that woman. But, remembering Willa's as you wish text, Lindsay's lips curled in triumph. She knows her place. I'm Mrs. Vincent now. The ceremony reached the ring exchange. Vincent's private phone buzzed. The villa housekeeper's name flashed. Those cold, dead eyes from the car flashed in his mind. His heart seized. He reached for the phone. Vincent. Lindsay grabbed his hand, urgency beneath her makeup. Her other hand rested on her still flat belly, voice soft, wounded. The ceremony. Our baby wants to see mommy and daddy finish, right? Baby. Vincent's hand froze. He glared at the flashing name, silenced the call, took a breath, forcing his focus back. His smile was a stiff mask. As soon as the vows ended, champagne popped. Guests cheered. Vincent bolted to a quiet corner, dialing the housekeeper. The call connected instantly, panicked. Tearful words exploded. Sir, terrible. Mrs. Vincent is gone. The villa, all her things, vanished. Vincent's world went white. Gone? He roared. Maybe she just stepped out. Find her, sir. She gave us all leave 2 days ago. We just got back. Her clothes, photos, everything she owned, gone. Half the house is empty. And Mrs. Vincent, her phone's dead. Useless. Ice flooded Vincent's veins. He screamed into the phone. Keep looking. Dig up the ground if you have to. I'm coming. He hung up, a raging bull, and charged out. Vincent. Lindsay called. Her photographer poised. She rushed over, blocking him. Voice sweet but firm. Where? Pictures aren't done. This look is perfect. Screw the pictures. Vincent's eyes blazed red. He shoved her hand away hard, making her stagger. Willa's missing. He shoved past Gawkers, storming towards the exit. Lindsay watched him go, ecstatic joy surging. She really left. The text wasn't a trick. She forced her grin down, feigned concern. Finding her is vital. Go, Vincent. Bring her home safe. Please. Never find her. Vanish forever. Vincent stopped short. He looked back at Lindsay's concerned face, remembered the baby, guilt flickering. You rest. Take care of yourself and the baby. His voice was hoarse. Once I find Willa. Europe. Next week. He vanished through the ornate doors. Vincent drove like a madman back. Dialed her number again and again, knuckles white. The number you have dialed is unavailable. The number you have dialed is unavailable. The robotic voice repeated endlessly, a dull knife sawing his nerves. He slammed the phone onto the passenger seat, floored the gas. The car roaring through empty streets, bursting into the villa. The sight plunged his heart into an abyss, worse than described. Not half empty, stripped bare. Like a surgical tornado had swept through, erasing every trace of Willa. Even the paired pink toothbrush cup sat alone. Its blue partner gone. Terror seized him. She took everything connected to her. Not a tantrum, a permanent exit. Staff huddled, terrified. The housekeeper dared to speak. Sir, did you and Mrs. Vincent fight? Maybe she left. Upset. Impossible. Vincent roared, a wounded lion. We never fought. Never. He raked his hands through his hair, then froze. 2 days ago. Lindsay. The garden. Did Willa see? Here? No. Impossible. I was careful. Far from the house. She was eating breakfast. She couldn't have. He grabbed his phone like a lifeline, frantically calling everyone, friends, classmates, distant relatives. Answers were identical. No idea. Haven't heard. Despair, cold and heavy, drowned him. He collapsed onto the cold marble floor, screaming at his assistant. Find her. Turn this city inside out. Hours bled into days. Light faded. Returned. Vincent sat like a stone statue on the cavernous living room sofa. Expensive suit crumpled, stubble shadowing his jaw. Eyes bloodshot. He couldn't fathom it. Gentle, adoring Willa. Gone without a trace, as despair threatened to shatter him. His assistant stumbled in, eyes red from sleeplessness, holding a cracked, dust-covered phone. Mr. Vincent. Found it. Mrs. Vincent's phone. In the bushes on Ring Road East. The roadside. Vincent's heart stopped. Kidnapped? Revenge? Terror made his hands shake violently. He pressed the power button. The screen flickered weakly, unlocked. It opened directly to messages. Top of the list. Vincent dreams. Vincent. She beamed, thinking he'd come to move her in. Just a sec. Let me pack before she finished. A brutal hand clamped her wrist. Vincent yanked her out, slamming her against the cold hallway wall. Ah! Lindsay cried out, stars exploding. Vincent's enraged, twisted face filled her vision. Every word was ice shards. Lindsay, what goddamn nerve? Telling Willa about us? Lindsay trembled, plastered to the wall, sweat soaking her nightgown. She forced her voice to quaver, eyes dodging. Vincent? What? I don't understand. She summoned tears. The fragile act. I just wanted to be near you. Never compete with Mrs. Vincent. Why would I message her? You've got it wrong. Wrong? Vincent's laugh was terrifyingly cold. He whipped out the shattered phone, smashed it against her face. Her own vile messages glared back. Proof. Lindsay's face drained of color. Terror seized her. She collapsed, clutching his legs, snot and tears flowing. Vincent, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't have. But, the baby, I didn't want him born a bastard. I'm his mother. Bastard? Vincent looked down at her like garbage. Pure disgust. He pried her fingers off, one by one, voice venomous. He is a bastard problem? He bent down, gripped her chin, fingers bruising deep red. I warned you 1,000 times. Mrs. Vincent is only Willa. What are you? A toy I bought for distraction. You dare compare? Seeing the terror in her eyes, Vincent's lips curled in cruel satisfaction. Play nice, birth the kid. I'd have tossed you crumbs, let you eat. He straightened, brushing imaginary dust off his hands, eyes utterly cold. But you chose death. Don't blame me. He raised a hand, 2 sharp claps. Clap, clap. 2 massive, expressionless bodyguards materialized from the stairwell. No. Please, Vincent. Sorry. Lindsay screamed, scrambling to grab his legs. She left. She's gone. She doesn't want you. I have your baby. Our baby. Please. Baby? Vincent scoffed. A chilling sound, just an unwanted embryo. He waved dismissively. Terminate it. Cleanly. The guards seized the shrieking, thrashing Lindsay. Vincent. Monster. Your own flesh. Rot in hell. Willa will never forgive you. Never. Her curses echoed, fading as the elevator doors closed. Vincent stood, deaf to the curses. The hole Willa had ripped in his chest felt vast, filled only with icy wind. With Lindsay handled, he threw everything into finding Willa. Police, rewards, missing person posters, a giant net cast, catching nothing. Police concluded. No trace. Willa's identity, erased. Vincent locked himself in the empty, sterile villa. Every corner echoed Willa, yet screamed emptiness. A tomb. He replayed their anniversary. If you cheat, then punish me by never finding you. A self-fulfilling prophecy. Regret, thick and poisonous, strangled him. Why? Why couldn't I keep it in my pants? Time flowed in the Institute's climate-controlled labs. Cold, precise, seclusion shut out the world. The stench of the past. Years rusted my lab skills, but self-pity wasn't an option. High-intensity projects consumed every waking moment. Beakers, test tubes, centrifuges, spectrometers. Cold instruments became loyal comrades. Data, failures, tiny breakthroughs occupied my mind slowly. The searing pain and humiliation were buried under the grind of pure, arduous science. Colleagues were simple, focused. No fake flattery, no backstabbing. A Willa, look here. During a block, a cold drink shoved into your hand after progress. 6 months flipped by. Our first major project, breakthrough. The lab erupted. Even stern Professor Reed smiled. Dinner, my treat. Relief washed over us. We piled into a nearby bistro. The private room buzzed with laughter, clinking glasses. For once, a genuine smile touched my lips. The door opened. The silver-haired, energetic institute director entered. Someone followed. The smile died on my face. My chopsticks clattered onto the plate. Vincent? He'd lost weight. His suit hung loose, sickly pale, dark circles bruising his eyes. But those eyes, seeing me, blazed with terrifying intensity. Relief, longing, crushing regret, agony, all swirling as if I'd vanish again. The director beamed. Everyone, meet Mr. Vincent, our vital investor. This breakthrough owes much to his support. So that's how, 6 months hunting me, somehow tracing the institute, selling everything, pouring his fortune into this sealed place. Bitter irony. The celebratory mood shifted awkwardly. I sat rigid. Food tasteless. The moment it ended, I bolted for the door, head down, desperate to escape. Rounding the corner near the dorms, a burning hand shot from the shadows, clamping my wrist. Desperate, unyielding, inevitable. I stopped. Didn't turn, just slowly, firmly, pulled my wrist from his scorching grasp, then faced him. Vincent stood in the dim light, eyes bloodshot, stubble wild, utterly wrecked. He stared, chest heaving, voice raw, shattered. Willa, I found you. He stepped closer, reeking of smoke and booze. Do you know how long? 6 months. A mad dog hunting. Took 3 months for a lead. Sold everything. Donated it all. Just to see you. His voice cracked, thick with accusation. Why? Why leave? Why vanish? Do you know? Not finding you. I was losing my mind. The night wind carried the institute's sterile green scent. I looked into his bloodshot, tortured eyes. The frozen wasteland inside remained untouched. Amused. Even, Mr. Vincent? My voice cut the quiet night, sharp and cold. The person before you isn't Willa. That's all for today's story. Thank you for listening. This is my channel. The tales I share drawn from life or woven from imagination are meant to offer you connection, reflection, and perhaps solace or newfound strength, if you long to see your own reflection in others' journeys, or seek a glimmer of light within the maze of emotions, subscribe to my channel. Listen with your heart. Explore the stories of life.